Hi everyone. Today our group will be discussing common sense morality and egoism, two ideas that influence how people think about right and wrong. First, let's talk about common sense morality. Common sense morality refers to the basic moral rules that most people grow up learning and generally agree on. These ideas like telling the truth, keeping promises, helping others, and not harming people. Most of us don't learn these ideas from philosophy classes. Instead, we learn them from our parents, teachers, and people that surround us, along with religion and society. Over time, these become kind of obvious ways and the way we just tend to think now and what's the normal. For example, imagine you're walking through a parking lot and you see somebody drop a $20 bill without noticing. Most people would say the right thing to do is return the money. You probably wouldn't need to sit down and analyze the situation deeply. Your common sense tells you it's the right thing to do, so it's kind of ingrained in you. Another example would be holding the door open for somebody who's right behind you. It's not a law or a rule, it's not required by any means, but common sense and social norms tells us it's the polite and respectful thing to do. So common sense morality helps kind of guide everyday decisions, but philosophers sometimes question whether common sense is always reliable, which leads us to the next part. Thank you.
Common sense morality has several strengths. One of the biggest advantages is that it helps people make quick ethical decisions without needing complicated reasoning. For example, if you see somebody being bullied at school, somebody picking on somebody, making fun of somebody, common sense morality tells most people that the right thing to do is step in or find somebody to help step in. You don't have to study philosophy to know that hurting someone for no reason is wrong. Common sense also helps society function smoothly. If everyone follows basic moral expectations like honesty and fairness, it builds trust between people. However, common sense also has some limitations. What seems like common sense to one person may not seem like common sense to another culture or a different background. For example, in some cultures, it may be considered respectful to question somebody's authority, while in others, it may be seen as a sign of disrespect. Another example might involve lying to protect somebody's feelings. If you ask a friend whether they like your haircut and they don't, common sense might tell you to be polite rather than be brutally honest to that person about their haircut. These situations show that common sense doesn't always give a perfect, clear answer, which is why philosophers explore deeper ethical theories like egoism.
Alrighty, now let's talk about egoism. Egoism is an ethical theory that focuses on self-interest. This suggests that rather than looking out for the benefits of the community, of the society, and other cultural aspects, that we should be looking out after ourselves and our own best personal interest. An example of this could be seen when picking a job. Let's say we have job A and job B. Job A has a higher salary and better employee benefits, healthcare, everything like that, where job B is closer to friends and family and they would have more free time to help out those around them. An egoist would say, without a doubt, to choose job A because it benefits their own self-interest. It benefits their salary, what they're able to buy, what they're able to do, rather than the lower salary where they would have to spend more time helping or associating with those around them. Another example could be studying for an exam. Let's say that an egoist wants to study for an exam, but there's a friend that's moving and needs help packing the boxes, moving, and everything of that nature. An egoist would say that studying for the exam is more important and more beneficial because they're looking out after their own self-interest, promoting a higher GPA, higher grade, everything like that, compared to just simply helping a friend moving. Lastly, sports term, if you have a ball hog on the team, ball hogs may shoot more, may score more, but they are looking after their own personal self-interest rather than helping the team's interest in a win. They might even sacrifice a win just to benefit themselves and their own self-interest. Next off, we're going to be talking about the different types of egoism and how those different types of egoism affect society, cultural, and other broader aspects.
Morality does not only apply to when you improve your situation, such as if I did this and threw it into the fairway. It also could be hurting others, such as taking my opponent's ball I found here and throwing it into the woods even further. So hurting other people. The next step in common sense morality is recording the correct score. So we made a 4 on that hole, and many companies will try to take shortcuts, recording wrong things in the record books to make their numbers look better, and this can be seen. The other key factor that drives people for this is egoism and caring only about themselves. And this isn't always a bad thing. It can be when it leads to greed, such as like a CEO doing fraud, but it can also be a good thing, such as college golfers trying to get better at golf. So we'll play one last hole together.
Many philosophers criticize egoism because it can seem to ignore the needs and well-being of other people. One major criticism is that if everyone acted purely out of self-interest, it could lead to conflict and unfairness. An example could be, imagine a group project where every student only cares about their own grade and refuses to help others. The project would likely fail because the cooperation is necessary. Another example might involve emergency situations. If someone sees a person drowning but chooses not to help because it would inconvenience them, most people would say that that decision is morally wrong. Critics do argue that society depends on people sometimes acting selflessly, even when it does not directly benefit them. However, supporters of egoism might argue that pursuing your own goals and success can still indirectly benefit others. For example, someone who starts a successful business to improve their own wealth will also in return create jobs for a lot of other people. Because of these debates, egoism remains an important theory in ethics.
All right, so to kind of wrap up, we discussed 2 different ways of thinking about morality, common sense morality and egoism. So common sense morality focuses on everyday rules and the expectations most people follow, such as being honest, being fair, and helping others around us. These guidelines help society function smoothly and allow people to make quick moral decisions. On the other hand, egoism focuses more on the self-interest part. It argues that individuals are justified to prioritize themselves over others and basically decide what's best for them instead of what's best for everybody or another person. So both perspectives help us understand how people make ethical decisions in real life. Sometimes we rely on our common sense to guide our actions toward helping others, while another time we naturally think about what benefits us the most personally. By studying these ideas, we can better understand the balance between caring for ourselves and caring for others, which is something that we all face every day. So thank you for listening.